and welcome to Checked Out. We're broadcasting from Euclid Public Library in beautiful Euclid, Ohio. I'm Casey Armstrong, director of the library.
And I'm Mike Stein, assistant manager of adult services. We talk about our favorite books, movies, services, and events with our favorite people in our favorite community. Our special guest is Dr. Frederick W. Gooding Jr., author of the book Black Oscars From Miami to Minnie, what the Academy Awards tell us about African Americans.
So let's look at the numbers first. Unfortunately, the numbers are paltry and abysmal. I think many people know this in the back of their head, but I think when you look at it and flip to the back, the index, it's like really 0.2%. Like really, it's been that small over the course of time. Yes, it has been that abysmal. After all, I mean, there are many years. It wasn't just most recently hashtag Oscars to white, but there were many years. In fact, there was a decade where there weren't any Black nominations at all. But the question is, what's the quality of the role? So many of our nominations are restricted actually to this category of what I've called the gravity of reality. So many of my white brothers and sisters are liberated by what I call the freedom of fantasy. What do I mean? Well, in Jurassic World, dinosaurs aren't real, but at least for these 2 hours, I'm watching these young white teenagers in this rotating gyrosphere, battling, dinosaurs. And I'm into it like, oh my goodness. No, dinosaurs are not. If I walk outside today, I mean, I understand they existed, but come on, y'all, don't play with me. If I walk outside today, no Tyrannosaurus Rex, you know what I'm saying? But in the movie space, whether it be Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or, it's constant where I will see my white brothers and sisters flying in the air and doing all types of things. It's awesome. But when it comes to us, gravity of reality. So, for example, let's look at the 20th Oscar win. It was for what? Judas and the Black Messiah, based upon the real life story of Fred Hampton. And it's a sad story. Brother man getting murdered because all he wanted was equal justice. Oh, actually, that kind of sounds like the plot of Killmonger in Black Panther. Hello, subject for another topic, another time. Sorry about that. I'm not trying to confuse. But the point is that, so even though we're talking about only 20 wins total, right, over a 94-year period, I'm also interested, they aid us a paltry number, but I also want us to add to this conversation of, but what about the quality of these roles? Are we still saying that Hollywood, an area arguably where you are not limited by imagination? We still can only think of African Americans in this solitary context. Like the only time you're going to see me starring in a movie is when it's based upon a true to life story. Dreamgirls, Ray, right? I mean, you get Ali. These are the only times in which you can see me in a movie. And so even though it's good that they're making these movies, it's good we're highlighting these extraordinary people. What I'm saying is that it's also interesting how it's limiting us. The only time, so it's like this, but think about what it does for us, ordinary, everyday Black people. Like, oh, I have to either be like a superhuman individual like Harriet Tubman in order to, be on screen. And then even when you put Harriet Tubman on screen, you can't find a African-American sister to be cast in the role. Peace to Cynthia Erivo has nothing to do with her, but I'm just saying that in terms of Hollywood, you can't find me an African-American sister to play the role of Harriet Tubman. I mean, after all, when it was time to do Churchill, they kind of sort of found Gary Oldman. They didn't find right? They didn't find a French brother play Winston Churchill. That's all I'm saying.